This is not financial advice, it's just the wine talking.
Welcome back to It's Just a Wine. I'm Melissa. Joining me today, Matilda. Unfortunately, Gassia couldn't make it, but she'll be back for the next episode. Before we dive into today's episode, let's talk about the wins of the week.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I started reading a book. It's been 2 weeks now. And thanks to you, you kind of motivated me to read the book that you gave me.
Which one was it?
It's the girls, you gave me two. So the one I'm reading is Girls That Invest.
Oh yeah, that is good.
So I actually like it and it's flowing and I'm understanding.
It's an easy read. It's a great book.
I really like it.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about something super practical, which can sometimes be a dull conversation, but I think it's super important. We're talking about savings accounts. And whether you're saving for a big purchase, a trip, a bag, a house, retirement, your kid's education, or whatever the case may be, there are different accounts that have different benefits, and some offer tax advantages that we'll dive into. And yeah, that's going to be our conversation today.
That's good. Well, we can start off by talking about basic saving accounts, which is the saving account in your bank account.
Yeah, hopefully no one has a big chunk of money sitting in their bank savings account.
I'll take a sip.
Oh. Just because the money is not working.
And basically banks are making money off of you.
Yeah,
leaving
well,
your money
I'll
there.
tell you a funny story about that. So for a couple of years now, not anymore, but because I learned my lesson, I wasn't educated enough for me to know which savings account was the right account to put money. So I don't know, we opened up a TFSA account and I had a lump sum of money in there. And every time I would get my paycheck, I would put $100 in my TFSA account.
Okay.
And I did this for a couple of years or months. And my dad actually got a mail from the bank, and he's like, Tal, I got an email from the bank saying that there's, you're over contributing in your TFSA. And I'm like, oh, I maxed it out. And then I'm like, oh, that's just my savings account. And then he goes, no, Tal, that's not what you have to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess you need to book a
meeting with your financial
exactly.
advisor.
So that's what I did. And I learned that my TFSA account is not a savings account because I learned that there's a limit.
Yeah.
So the limit back then was $6,500, if I'm not mistaken.
Per year,
Per year.
Yeah.
So I overdid that. So
and then you could get fined on that.
Yeah.
Yes. So they were nice enough to not fine me because they caught it on time, but I was gonna get fined.
Yeah.
So I was like, anyways. So I learned from my lesson. And
so what did you do?
So she helped me and she transferred the money to my savings account.
In your
the
bank
bank,
account?
Yes, in my savings.
Yeah.
But was the money growing
No.
in the TFSA
Exactly,
account?
no, it was not.
So I feel like
It was the same as, I was just putting more and more.
Yeah.
So that's why it was changing.
you just maxed out your limit.
Exactly, yeah.
Which I think sometimes people, when they first open an account, whether it's a TFSA or a RSP, you have that question popping up whether you want it to be managed or not. And if it's not, then basically you have to manage it on your own. And if you don't, the money's not working.
So you have the question, do you want to manage the account or not manage the account?
Exactly.
I have no idea what I did, to be honest, but I guess
you
it's
probably not manage.
So
manage.
what happens, manage means you manage it yourself?
No, manage means the bank manages your money.
Does that mean they put it in investments?
Yeah, exactly.
And it grows?
And it grows.
Okay.
But not managed, that means you would manage it on your own. Let's say you want to invest in multiple stocks.
Okay, so Tal probably clicked not manage.
Yeah.
And then didn't
Do anything,
manage
but
it.
still maxed out her limit. But over those years, you missed out on great opportunities to get an investment return. But it's okay. You learned your lesson.
Exactly.
5 years ago, nobody was telling us what is what.
Yeah.
I basically learned on my own that there's a not managed and not managed.
Yeah.
Because when my bank asked me that, I was like, what is that when I first opened?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm still learning all of that. It's still, you know, it's a progress, and it's by asking the questions or by different experiences that like you went through that you start asking questions, and you're like, wait,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm supposed to do something here. When when we're younger, we don't know. We just assume.
Like you guys had mentioned, it's like such a topic, such a weird topic to talk about with your friends.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to talk about it, because like if I hadn't talked about the TFSA account with an investor I know, I wouldn't have known that dividends held with from a U.S. stock was taxed within a TFSA
even
account.
in a tax-free savings account.
Exactly. But profits from U.S. stock are not taxed within a TFSA.
Okay, so
and then,
just the dividends.
Yeah, and then I found out that you can hold dividend U.S. stocks within an RRSP, and those are exempt from the U.S. withholding tax, which is like a law.
Interesting.
So
it's different in two different accounts.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Okay.
But like little things, like had I not spoken to her, I wouldn't have known this information, and then it wouldn't lead me to the RRSP information.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The RRSP is the retirement.
Yeah.
What does it stand for?
Retirement Registered Savings Plan? RRSP, yeah. Registered Retirement Savings Plan. I always get confused with all the...
We talked a little bit about RRSP in one of our earlier episodes, where it's good if you're you have an employer that matches contributions. It's important to look into that and at least do the maximum contribution that they're matching, because there are good tax advantages.
Like contributions are tax deductible.
But withdrawals are taxed. Later. Even in retirement.
Yeah.
So I actually only learned this recently. I don't know if this is like weird information that I didn't know.
No, I think a lot of people thought that if you, let's say you retired and then you get income from your RRSP, I think a lot of people think that it's not taxed.
That's what I thought. I thought it's only taxed if you pull it out early, like as a penalty.
No.
So then,
I mean, it is. There is a penalty for pulling out before age 65, and actually, they give you interest if you pull out after 65. So let's say you want to pull out at age 67, they actually add like 6% interest on your investment.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that.
I'm not even sure.
Is that good? Bad?
Yeah, if you don't need the money at age 65 because you have other investments paying for you, why not just keep it?
But RRSP is for people like
retired.
So when you retire, it's like 65, let's say.
Yeah, or early retirement.
And if you do pull out before 65, you get fined.
Penalties. I think it's 7%.
So you pay the taxes plus a penalty. But I honestly just recently found out that when you get your money in retirement, there's no penalty, but there's still taxes.
Yeah, it's like a regular income. It's just you're setting yourself up for retirement. But if there's also like RRSP is not only for retirements. You can also use it to purchase a home. Like there's a home buyer's plan when you can pull out $35,000 up to tax free, but you have to pay it back to purchase a home. But you have to pay it back within.
Can you only do that for your first home, or can you keep doing that?
Oh, that is a good question.
Let's say I pull it out. We can look into it.
Yeah.
But let's say I pull it out. I buy a home.
I don't think it's for a first home.
And then you pay it back.
Yeah.
And then you could pull it out again.
I think so, because it doesn't mention for a first home. It just says it's a home buyer's plan. So, which is the same thing for education. You can pull out up to $20,000. So I'm assuming if you constantly get educated, you can pull out if you have money.
Yeah, but then you have to pay this back.
Or maybe you have to pay it back and then you can reuse it.
Yeah, that's what I would think. But we can confirm. Yeah. Interesting stuff. There's even like specific education fund too in Canada, the RESP.
registered education savings plan.
And that's a good one, I think, because the government matches some contributions. There is a limit to it, but they do match some contributions, and the investments grow tax free. And but then the taxes are paid in the student's name, so it's a lower rate because
Yeah.
technically it doesn't go on your income, I guess. So and the student doesn't have big income, so that's why it's a
tax,
lower rate.
Yeah. It's like any income, like it's an income earned, so it's gonna be taxed
Yeah,
on
I
based
only
on your
started
bracket.
thinking of these accounts like that when I learned about the tax on the RSP in retirement.
Well, yeah, that's why in an investment, you also get taxed based off of your bracket.
Yeah, I know. I for some reason I just had this idea that because it's like a government.
Yeah, they're giving free money.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay, you learn every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something every day.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought I was illuminated by that knowledge.
And actually, if your child ends up not going to get school, you can use it for anything, but doesn't use it, you can transfer it to your RRSP or your other child's RRSP.
And it's not just for like university. It's
Degree.
for after high school, but it could be any continuing education. Like if someone wants to take a certification class or anything like that, it could be applied to all of those, and it could also be used for supplies like a laptop to be able to do that course or the university or whatever it is. So there's different things that the money can be used for, which is great.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question too. So let's say it's not with this actually, it's something else.
Yeah,
I have
Go
two
ahead.
questions. One is, for example, if I want to save money for let's say future vacation, what is the right savings account to put in the money that I'm saving for
For the trip.
Yeah, for my trip.
So not super long term.
You want it to be liquid.
Yeah.
I would keep it in a cash account, which is a
Cash.
high interest savings account that works like a checking account.
Okay.
I would make an like separate account within that account called vacation, put money
yeah?
in there and use it super
So
liquid.
it works like a high yield savings account.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the interest is like pretty high for Canada.
Okay.
But yeah, if you put it in your TFSA account, it might take a couple business days to take out that money.
Okay.
And like you're telling the government, I'm taking money out of my TFSA.
Yeah, it's like too
paperwork's-
much of a
yeah,
long process,
yeah.
so it's easier to just do.
So
Yeah.
TFSA is more for longer, not like super long term like RRSP, but longer term
Yeah.
than
Like
a
a short
high
term
yield
goal.
or a cash account.
Yeah, short-term goal, not like a vacation. Let's say you want to buy, I'm just saying, a car in 5 years. You can put it in your TFSA account rather than just in your
Yeah.
cash account.
So what if you're saving for like a down payment for a house?
Yeah, I would say. Well, now there's a first home savings account,
Right, that's
Yeah.
right.
but
This-
before,
Yeah, I'll tell you another story about this one. I have it, it's the same thing, but again, I had a lump sum.
you got
You had a lot of lump
sums.
sums, girl.
So I had a little couple of dollars in my RSP, not a lump sum, a couple of dollars, let's say. So again, my dad would say like, invest in stocks, and I'm like, I don't know how to, I don't know how to invest in stocks. How am I gonna do it? 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, money is just chilling there, not doing anything.
Yeah, it's not working.
It's not doing its job properly.
Yeah.
So I was 2 years ago. I was blessed to have a finance boyfriend.
Ooh.
So at first I was like a bit shy to ask, like, to show him,
Your personal.
Yeah.
my personal stuff. It was a bit out of my comfort zone, but I felt so comfortable that I just
Yeah.
And you
showed
did
it.
the right thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my gosh, like, what are you doing? Like, are you nuts? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, just.
And you
Maybe.
know what? I'm going to cut you off for a
Yeah.
second and then you could keep going. I think, and I don't know if I've already said this in an episode, but I think there's that fear of the unknown for someone starting out. Like I still even have that today, where there's that anxiety of like, do I go? Do I do
Yeah.
it? I don't know everything, so should I put my money there?
Like, yeah, for me, I would rather see my money just chilling
Yeah.
there instead of like it going like zero and investing and you don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
scary.
That's just my thought of
Yeah, it's
investing.
scary, especially if you don't
Yeah.
know so much about it, and there's no
Exactly.
way you could know everything about
No,
it.
no, for sure.
But it's still scary.
Yeah.
There's a level of risk, but there's also that like, okay, now it's put somewhere, and
Exactly.
But all right, go ahead and then I'll comment on that.
Okay, don't forget. Okay,
I
don't
won't.
forget.
put
So
a pin in that.
So when I told my boyfriend about it, whatever, he was like, okay, you know what? Let's go to the financial advisor. So again, it was my second time going to the bank, sitting, and we look like a married couple, you know. So I was like, no, we're just, you know. And then the girl, she told us, like, did you know about the first home savings account? And I was like, no, what is it? And then she told me what it was. And I was like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to start
What a
doing
great
it.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what it is you have you could contribute $8,000 yearly until 40,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right?
that's right.
That's total. You can't go more.
Yeah, that's the max.
So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna do it. You know. So once I have income coming in, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's good. And it's
Yeah.
important to know that there is also managed
I
and
was about to
non-managed
ask,
for that.
is
Oh.
that the same thing? Do you
Yeah.
do manage and
Okay.
non-manage?
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
same thing.
Okay.
So make
make
sure
sure.
to get it managed if you don't want to manage it on your own.
Yeah.
So the contributions are,
Tax deductible?
what about the growth?
No.
It's taxed.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a bit different than the tax-free savings account.
No, it's not taxed.
The growth.
It's not taxed.
Because the tax-free savings account, the contributions are not tax deductible.
First home savings account is a tax-free account, but for a first home.
So even the contributions and the growth are tax-free. Wait, so is the TFSA. I don't know what I'm saying.
I got super confused for a second. But yeah.
No, I'm sorry. For TFSA, contributions are not tax deductible.
But withdrawals are.
Investment, growth, and withdrawals are tax-free.
Yeah.
But for the first home savings account, I know for a fact, because my accountant told me, that the contributions are tax deductible.
Yeah.
So my question is,
Yeah, it's tax-free withdrawal unless if you don't use it for your first home, then it's taxed.
okay, well
Yeah.
that's a really great
Yeah,
account.
it's a great account. It's because it's helping the younger generation being able to afford a home.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But
It's stressing me out.
which actually you can stack it up with your RRSP. Remember I was telling you guys about the home buyers plan?
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
pull up to
yeah.
35. You can stack it up with this to buy your first home.
So can you, and if you don't know, it's fine, and we can look into it. Like the RESP, if you don't use it, you could put it in your RSP. Can you do the same with the first homes? Let's say, I mean, hopefully you do buy.
I mean, if you do transfer it to your RRSP, and then you can pull it out from your RRSP. So
and you'll pay taxes.
yeah, no, you won't pay taxes if you're using it for your home.
No, if you just transfer it to your RSP and then just withdraw at 65 in your regular.
Oh yeah, but if you withdraw, if you have RESP for your child,
RSPCE. Sorry, I had to do it.
no,
I've
definitely.
been waiting to do that.
When's the right time to do it?
But yeah, getting back to RESPs, if you transfer it to your own RRSP and withdraw it for a home, then it's not taxed unless
But then you have to pay it back?
within 15
Yeah.
years.
Okay.
You can just continue contributing the
Yeah,
same amount and
yeah.
just write it's to repay. But I think most people, to comment back at what you were saying, most people are afraid of failing, and I
Yeah.
think that is what makes people
Hesitate.
and not learn as much as they should. Because when do you learn more? When you fail. When
Yeah.
you fail, you learn more because you learn, and we've said this before, you learn more to get back up.
Yeah.
And that's why you should, especially at our age, we should take risks. And
Yeah.
risks can be super rewarding.
I'm 27 years old and I'm just learning about stocks slowly by surely by reading this book. It's really good. And just in general.
Yeah.
Like it's important just to know the basics. You
Just-
don't have to go more in depth about like
No, 100%. Like,
And
you
there
can get
are-
some accounts
there-
managed.
But there, that's what I was gonna say. There are professionals who
do this
who
for a
help who
living.
can
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah.
Like I said, the other episode, like I met with a financial advisor, and it was illuminating. Like
Yeah.
as much
Everything's
as I'm
open.
trying to learn on my
Yeah.
own, there's so much out there. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to talk to a friend who's financially savvy, or a boyfriend, or
And,
That's
and when
investing
you
in my
do ask
stocks.
for help, make sure you do your own due diligence to ask the right questions, because sometimes you go up to someone and you didn't prepare yourself,
Yeah.
and you're not even sure what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So if you prepare yourself beforehand, you'll ask the right questions, and your questions will be answered.
yeah. So keep
Right.
investing in yourselves. Put your savings account somewhere where it'll grow while you're sleeping.
Not like
And
me.
make it work.
Just
Well,
because,
now it
just
is.
because the money is sitting there doesn't mean it's growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it grow.
Yeah, make
Make
it
it
work.
count.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers.
Oh, wait. Subscribe. Like,
Yes.
comment,
Share and share your thoughts too. We would like
Yeah,
to
we
know
would
if
love
there
your
is
thoughts.
something.
We also want to keep learning. This is all
Exactly.
about a
Yeah.
learning experience, and we want to just
Yeah.
grow and grow together.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers
Cheers.
one more time.
Mm.